Cheers to Franschhoek.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Franschhoek Wine Festival.
Yes.
I don't drink wine, so I'm drinking water. Also, it's a Tuesday.
Whiskey and water.
It's a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday. So, today we are talking marketing budgets, and we are thinking about whether or not you should spend your marketing budget on certain things or just sort of do the cheaper things to start out with. Yeah.
I think it's one of the most important things to discuss when you're putting a plan together and you're doing marketing, whether it's for commercial real estate or not. Where do you spend your money? Obviously, if you're working for these huge commercial real estate companies, which I don't know if that's our audience, all 9 people, we should still probably have a look at that. Well, we're up to 30 views.
Yeah.
It's going very, very well.
We're getting there.
But I don't know if that's our audience. And I, personally think it's probably a smaller brokerage, a smaller marketer. And you go given a certain budget for marketing, and how do you divvy that budget up to use on different channels?
Yeah.
So Demi, who's with us today, is one of our senior account managers. And Demi is going to kind of give us a little bit of insight into what she's seen from a budget point of view and how certain types of content work really well for smaller budgets. And obviously the bigger the budget, the more cool shit you can do.
Yeah.
100%.
Right?
Got to spend money to make money.
That is really, really true.
But to do those cool things, you also have to be in a place to do that. And obviously starting out small, you want to obviously get there at some point. When you do that, and should you be doing that at the place you're in? How do you know? What sparked this conversation was I was listening to a podcast by Rese, and she mentioned
shout out to
Drone Up. Yeah, shout out to Rese.
Shout out to Rese.
And to the
Good
Reeds
podcast
and to
game,
Drone Up.
Rese. She had some good podcast.
Yeah.
I like her voice. It's very soothing.
It is very soothing.
Yeah.
What about my voice? Is it hello?
Work on it.
I mean, I think maybe our American audience will find it quite good.
Anyway, it then led me to look at Drone Up's website. And
why did you go to Drone Up, Josh?
Because of the
Josh
podcast.
Loves Drone Up.
I love drones.
He wants to work at Drone Up.
Gimbals, drones, Drone Up, say no more. And I saw this really cool animation explainer video. And I thought, like, why doesn't everyone do this? This is so cool. It's a hard to grasp concept, made simple, and in 1 minute.
And that's what animation does.
Yeah.
That's why we use animation, right?
Yeah.
What have you used animation for? You've used it for a few clients.
Yeah, for a few clients. Now we're working on one as well, which is great, just to explain exactly what's going on with that platform. Very professional, very easy to watch.
And why would you use animated videos in commercial real estate?
I'm dead set on that fact that there's a lot of these concepts that are hard to grasp. There's the tech side of things. There's so many middlemen in this whole process.
I think specifically B2B animation works super well.
Sure.
Like Coca-Cola doesn't need an animated video. Coca-Cola, McDonald's wouldn't need an animated explainer video. Like B2B companies need animated explainer video. Like if you don't have one, it's fine. But this is where we come back to the budget.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
should you have one?
Should we have one? But it costs.
I'm talking about this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you think of longevity of it, yes, 100%, because you pay that money up front, but you can have it there for years if you wanted to. Yeah. It's timeless. If you're using stock imagery from like early 2000s, so now it's like, I mean, it's going to be
although mullets are back, so you might be able to use those.
I mean, you might want to like freshen it up a little bit, but that brand identity coming through quite easily. You can see that it took a long time and a lot of effort to make it as well. And you can put it like right at the front, like in the beginning of your website, if you wanted to, like right at the top of your website.
Let's talk money.
I'm thinking before we talk money, should we play the video just so we're all on the same page? Okay, cool.
What if there's a more efficient way?
I like the big A.
Love it. I
like the colors. I really like Drone Up's colors.
I like the fact that you can watch it without sound and you know what's going on, and then there's a line that's going straight through.
Yeah.
And the brand identity. It's just the colors.
I'm not crazy about their font, to be honest, but
I mean, it's a bit
it
standard.
does look a little aerial. But yeah, all the colors, all the shapes that they're going for, it's all there.
Tells the story well.
Tells the story.
Yeah, 100%.
Evokes emotion.
Your business is yours.
I still think it's a bit jargony, but
It's a bit quick as well. I think if you had to look at this
I still haven't really
for the first
like.
time ever, and the text, like, it goes quite quickly.
Yeah.
It is quick.
Yeah. I just still don't see where the drones come in after watching that. I mean, maybe they've got other videos that like talk about what their drones actually can do for different services. They probably do have that. As like an intro video, I think it does a good enough job to sort of speak about what they do. I think they probably could have added a little bit more of like what the actual drones do. But we're not really here to judge their video. Like
53 seconds, you get a good idea.
53 seconds, you know what the company does.
I think you don't want to, I think the important part of that and what we strive to do as well, especially with like one of the current videos we're working on, is that story and that emotion behind it.
It is a hook. It is a hook video.
Yeah.
It's a hook and an education piece.
I also think that that's really cool as an animation, because drones, if you think about it, is very much like all about like the stocky vibe, like overseeing the city, overseeing the buildings, all of that. But then now you're doing a drone video, explain a video that is animation.
Could have droned on about it.
Which is what everyone does.
Yeah, they do. They do. Okay. So let's get to like budgets.
Yeah.
So we were speaking about this before we started shooting, and we were debating it slightly. And I was saying, well, if you're a smaller brokerage, you don't have a massive marketing budget, you're already throwing a ton of money into Google search, display, social media, paid ads, all that shit.
Yeah.
Do you necessarily want to throw like 10 grand, 10,000 US dollars at an animated video that's 1 minute long? Like, that's a lot of money for a lot of companies. If you're a big commercial real estate company and your marketing budget is a shit ton, then yes, this is not a problem.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is like, if your marketing budget for the year is like $20,000, are you going to take 50% of that budget to make an animated video?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a big thing to take the plunge on, because all I'm saying is, I think it's really, really important to have as a B2B company, commercial real estate company. But I think, and this is my personal opinion, is I think you should only look at creating an animated video once your marketing is returning investment to you.
Yeah.
So I was just about to say, like, it always goes down to objectives. And if you're starting point blank, you're starting to market for the first time, and you've got Google search going, which is always like the best that we see compared to all the channels, really.
It is.
And then you have display and you have social. Are you going to spend a lot of time doing the creative and the organic, like I think we were chatting about before as well? But I think it all ties down to the objectives, and Dole, I'll have to agree with you. Like, do that at a later stage when you are seeing that return on investment, because putting that money right in the beginning when you need to get there quite quickly,
so
it's going to tie you back.
It's going to be hard. But if you've been watching our videos, you've built a really cool strategy for your brand, for your company, for your brokerage. You are running, really a good advertising strategy. You're creating really cool content using all the stuff that we've been speaking about for the last 6 months. You're doing all of that, and you've started to see leads. You've started to see that you're actually making money from the marketing the marketing budget you're using.
Yeah, fish are starting to bite that hook.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me get a bigger rod.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because then you can go to your boss, your CEO, or whatever, and you can be like, listen, what we're doing on social is making a difference. We're bringing in more money. I want more budget. That's what you've got to do.
Exactly.
And once you get that budget, you'll be like, cool, now we need an animated explainer video, because a lot of what we're doing from our paid ads is driving people back to our website. And if we are able to convert them more easily, because we've got this animated video that explains exactly what we do, like, your ROI is going to start increasing.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, it's hard.
Yeah, it is. And also, as you grow a little bit bigger, it becomes difficult if you do booker demos, for example. Like, the amount of clients that I've had that just do not have the time to do so many booker demos, and that explainer video will do wonders.
Yeah.
They're like, Obviously, you want to get those leads. Obviously, you want to chat to some people to try and convert them even more. But if you have that marketing to do it for you,
that's the whole point.
It's gonna, the streamlining is gonna be amazing. But as long as, if you are gonna do the animation at a later stage, tell that story still through everything else that you're doing. Tell that story in your social.
It's almost something that like you wish when you were small you were able to do then and there. You almost have to get to a place and like earn that ability to have it. Because starting out it would be amazing to have.
Yeah.
But it's gonna come at a cost. It's like becoming an adult and buying a house straight away. It's like it's gonna screw you in that period where you're like now having to build up that again. Or you could rent and then you're like at a place where you can buy a house.
Yeah.
It's almost like that approach. Like it would be amazing if you could do it straight away.
So what if they didn't have a 20K budget for the full year? What would you do first?
What, more or less?
If they had less.
If they had more than 20K.
Are we talking about a company that's just starting out, that's launching? Or are we talking about an established company that's probably already been doing marketing for a long time?
Starting out.
Like a launch of a company that's starting out.
And they've got big investment.
It's different. Even if they've got big investment, animated videos is still not the way to go first up because there's so many other costs associated with launching. Yeah. We launched a tech company in August last year. Yeah. We're still pretty much launching in my opinion.
Yeah.
But there's still no animated video. It's on our radar, it's coming. But there have been so many other overheads and costs that we've needed to get out of them to get them leads and sales and get them speaking to their sales team that like that shit was way more important. It's like if you had to equate it to someone growing up like you've kind of just done, like your animated video comes in your like 20s, in your early 20s. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like everything else you've done as a brand in your life up until that point is just basically being like getting you to this
getting
place
you on your feet
like,
and ready to walk.
You know, we're good now. The company's working. I'm an adult. What else can we do?
Yeah.
You know, how can we make it better? We're seeing money come in. You've got your first job.
First paycheck.
Leads. The money's coming in. The sales are coming in. It's like, cool. This is the marketing's working. Everything's working. Sales teams are working.
Yeah.
Let's do something like really cool with that budget. So that's kind of the way I see it. I think the moral of everything we've said is that the animated videos, I think, are a really, really good way to explain a difficult to understand concept. Yeah. That's what I like.
And with a story, and with emotion. And
it's the emotion, it's the visual aid, the auditory.
Exactly. Making it curated for your company.
Yeah.
People appreciate that, you know?
Yeah. And another super important part of all of that is to try and get whoever you're going to get to do your animated video to look at it from the end user's point of view, because what often happens, what we've seen is that the client is so close to their product, they can't explain it in an easy way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Use jargon.
They're using jargon but like, but it's the greatest product in the world.
Everyone knows this,
but people
what is that little nuggets, you know?
Yeah, so you've got to explain in this really basic way. I like to use metaphors and shit that people can relate to. So there are a bunch of different ways of doing it, but I think
for sure.
Where's your budget going? Like, let us know in the comments. Where are you spending your money? You know, if you're starting out, where are you spending it? If you're starting to see ROI, where are you looking next?
Yeah,
it's important to be always looking at these things.
And we'll dive into this in our next vlog as well, just to help make it a little bit easier to understand.
Good,
sweet.
What are we doing now?
I don't know. I was thinking wine tram, and then
wine tram.
I saw an outdoor jacuzzi.
What am I going to do?
You could go for a horse ride around the vineyards.
When I was about 8 years old,
got kicked.
I was at my primary school, and I was walking. They had horses, and I was walking in the paddock. I don't know what I was doing there. There was not really anyone around, and this horse came towards me. And when you're 8, horses are enormous. And so it started walking towards me, and I panicked, and I was just like walking backward, but it could smell the fear.
Yeah,
you know?
they do.
And it bit me.
Horses and snakes.
In my shoulder, like really, really hard. And I was 8 years old, and I ran away. So I'm not going on the horses.
Okay.
And I'm not drinking water.
Okay. So
or you go back and bite that horse.
Why don't you go?
Yeah. Are we letting him out today?
I don't know.
I think we're there. Season 2, we out.
Season 2, you're out.
We are out.
Josh is out and about.
Yeah.
scary stuff.
Unhinged.
It's been beautiful, hey?
Thanks for joining us today, Dem.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Dem.
It's been great, yeah. Anytime.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Water
Almost
police.
broke the glass.
Stay hydrated.
Okay, we'll see you next time.
Next time.
Later.